Oswego. My name is Chelsea Johnson, and I am the Communications Manager here at the Ontario First Nations Technical Services Corporation. Today, I'm going to be sharing an update on our 2024-2025 annual report. Please enjoy. Start us out today, I have an agenda here, so we'll be going through a little bit about OFNTSC if you're new to the organization or haven't heard of us before. Then we'll be going into the departmental service updates, student award recipients for this year, and then finally the conclusion. The Ontario First Nations Technical Services Corporation was established in 1995 to provide technical advisory services for First Nations in Ontario. Our service areas include engineering, environment, fire and safety, fuel systems management, housing, infrastructure, operations and maintenance, water and wastewater, circuit rider training program, and hub services. Our client base consists of all 133 First Nations in Ontario, including 16 tribal councils, 6 large First Nations, and 21 unaffiliated First Nations. To give you a current snapshot of our organization, we have 61 employees with 4 offices. Our head office is located in Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. However, other locations include Brantford, Atikameksheng, Anishinaabeg, and Thunder Bay. As I mentioned before, we have 8 core services and then 3 project-based services. Here's a photo of our staff taken in November 2024. Our vision is to support and empower First Nations on their journey to technical self-reliance. Our mission is supporting First Nations in their right to technical self-determination through the delivery of culturally respectful, professional technical services and training. And last but not least, our organizational values include respect, trust, humility, honesty, peace, and knowledge and wisdom. Moving on to the service updates, I'll now be taking a deeper dive into the updates for the past year for each of OFNTSC's core and project-based services. Starting out with our circuit rider training program, which was established in 1995 to provide on-site training to First Nations water operators across Ontario. During the 2024-25 fiscal year, the Circuit Rider Training Program provided training to 197 operators in 78 First Nations communities. They also delivered 1,594 on-the-job training hours and 2,386 continuing education training hours. Up next is our engineering service, which has been around since 1996. This department of professional engineers provide a direct line for infrastructure support services to First Nations across Ontario. Over the past year, our engineering service has worked on 68 engineering projects worth approximately $250 million, assisted with 19 applications to programs outside of Indigenous Services Canada, helping communities request over $100 million in funding. And some of our ongoing projects in this area include supporting the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan with their new primary healthcare building and helping Apatipi and Nisnapek with their new child and family center. Now moving on to our environmental team. So our environment service works with First Nations and tribal councils on solid waste management, source water protection, site assessments, and much more, and have accomplished the following during the 2024-2025 fiscal year. 10 training opportunities were delivered to 136 participants. Source water protection planning was delivered to 34 participants, as well as contaminated sites 101 training. We also completed 5 waste management projects, serving 31 clients in a variety of environmental technical advisory services, and we're a project or team member / working on 11 capital infrastructure projects in 9 communities valued at $35 million. Through OFNTSC's Fire Safety Program, we continue to assist all of Ontario's First Nations, communicating fire safety awareness and training programs. Over the past year, over 2,000 people were reached through our Fire Prevention Week social media blitz. We've also helped design of Mishkegogumang's fire apparatus and assisted with the design of the fire hall as well. 300 plus people have been reached through fire prevention workshops. 150 plus students were mentored through 2 TICOP STEM summits, and 1 course was completed successfully. Over to our fuel systems management program now. During the 2024-25 fiscal year, we held 5 training sessions for 41 First Nations fuel system operators, distributed 22 spill kits to First Nations in Ontario, and we met and continue to meet on numerous technical advisory services for petroleum spills, remediation of contaminated sites, and numerous other services. For our housing service during the past fiscal year, OFNTSC has completed 56 technical services requests, completed 275 inspection reports in 40 First Nations communities, and 182 physical condition reviews in 35 First Nations communities. Now for one of our newest programs, which launched in September 2020 with the goal of providing water and wastewater advisory and technical support to the unaffiliated First Nations in Ontario. Our hub program during the 24-25 fiscal year completed 250 site visits for on-site support, closed 970 work orders, and completed over 100 inspections. One of our original services, infrastructure, over the past year completed 479 new construction inspections, which was an increase of 149 from the previous fiscal, as well as 365 existing construction inspections, again an increase of 115 from the previous fiscal year. And service was provided, of course, to the 21 unaffiliated First Nations, our tribal councils, and large First Nations communities. The operations and maintenance team has been very busy over the past year with completing a documentary on climate impacts, also completing climate risk assessments in 2 North Shore Tribal Council First Nations communities, e-acres inspections for 12 unaffiliated First Nations, and we've seen an increased interest in the First Nations Infrastructure Resilience Toolkit, which currently has 76 requests from communities across Ontario, BC, across Canada, really. In terms of youth outreach over this past year, the TICOP program has successfully formed 16 partnerships/network connections to help grow TICOP's reach. We've also hosted 212 Indigenous students from Ontario to participate in TICOP-related events, and we reached over 6,000 students and parents through attendance at various events in the communities. Our water and wastewater engineering team was a project member on 31 water and wastewater projects valued at over $600 million. Of those, 16 projects are currently under construction or recently completed. Funding was received for a new $10 million plant through the Ministry of Infrastructure. What we would like to share is that OFNTSC, with the support of the Chiefs of Ontario, successfully secured an agreement with Housing, Infrastructure and Communities Canada to deliver the Reaching Home Funding Initiative. This initiative is part of Canada's Reaching Home program, which aims to prevent and reduce homelessness through a distinctions-based First Nations-led approach. The funding supports culturally appropriate solutions designed by and for First Nations communities, focusing on housing services, client support, and capacity development while excluding large-scale housing construction. For more details, please reach out to us. You can contact this program specifically via email to reachinghome@ofntsc.org. Lastly, for the service updates here on emergency planning, OFNTSC did recently lose the services of our emergency management coordinator, and in light of this setback, we remain committed to helping the unaffiliated First Nations strengthen and plan their emergency management planning and response. And OFNTSC will continue to work with the UFNs and our funding partners to rebuild this portfolio in the coming years. Moving over to our student award recipients, I'm going to quickly just do a very fast run through of the student award recipients for this past fiscal year. Starting out with our general student award recipients, congratulations and a shout out goes out to Layla Cook, Grace David, Caden Rupert, Benjamin Shell, Cameron Elisapi, Christopher Cloutier, and Owen Kirkis. As some of you may know, OFNTSC also gives out memorial awards to recognize previous staff members who have had an impact on our organization. This year, the J. Benedict Memorial Award went to Nyla Rose, the Robert Olivier Memorial Award went to Levi Plain, and the Derek Kamanga Memorial Award went to Ryan Parkinson. Congratulations and thank you to all of our students and to everyone who continues to support our annual golf tournament where we raise funds to support these awards. Thank you so much. At a very high level, here are some of our upcoming events, the kind of main events that we have coming up. Of course, we'll have other trainings, so please stay tuned to our newsletter and our website to keep up to date on all of our training sessions that are still yet to be announced. But we will be holding a nationwide STEM Summit for First Nations youth in Toronto on October 15th and 16th. And our Technations Conference and Trade Show has already been scheduled. It will be taking place next August 2026 in Sault Ste. Marie. So please save the date for that. In conclusion, the OFNTSC remains steadfast in our commitment to fulfilling our mission and vision. We continue to support First Nations communities by providing essential technical services, fostering youth engagement through our programs, and promoting sustainable development. Our dedicated efforts and collaborative initiatives reflect our unwavering dedication to enhancing the quality of life and ensuring a prosperous future for First Nations across Ontario. Now, go everybody for listening. That concludes the presentation today. Please stay tuned to our website and follow us across social media. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, that is where we send out all of the most important information via email once a month. So please feel free to sign up as well. Thank you so much and have a great day.